Right, well, hello and good evening from Jakarta. It's Mr. Gary, and this is English Speaking Skills, the channel where you get to practice your English skills and learn along with me. And I'll be able to show you some things, give you some tips, give you some ideas about how you can improve your English skills in the weeks, months, and hopefully the years ahead. And as you continue your learning journey, learning English, then hopefully you'll find a benefit on my channel. I just want to say a few things before I get started. And number one, let's begin with the lack of content on my channel. Why has there been such a lack of content? Well, as some of you know, I started a family 14 months ago, and Wilfred came into our lives, and it's been a bit of a whirlwind since then. A lot of sleepless nights, um, a lot of extra work to be done at home to look after him, to help my wife take care of him, and it's literally just the two of us. So while I've been working, she's been at home looking after him. Of course, when I get home, she's exhausted, and even more so now that he can walk. He's starting to burble and gurgle and google and all the rest of it, and all these the noises that he makes as he begins his journey on learning English, I think. And it's probably going to be the primary language as far as he's concerned. Indonesian is perhaps going to be his second language, as his mum is actually Indonesian. So a lot is happening still in my life. It's settling down a little bit now. My workload is reducing a little bit at school this year. The last 2 years, I've had 6 grades to look after, and that's about 24 classes. This year, it's going to be about 19 or 18 classes to look after, and 5 grades. So hopefully, I'll be a little bit more energized, as you can appreciate. For anybody who is a teacher or who does teach, you'll find that that is quite a high workload. So what has been going on? Yes, all of those things, having a little child, having a little baby, is a very time consuming process, energy consuming as well. And those are the things that have really meant that the channel's been put on a back burner. Some of you may recall that I did a number of videos, a lot of live sessions in the weeks ahead of his birth, perhaps just to try and elevate the channel's success a little bit. And that has kind of worked, actually. We're on 358 subscribers now, and it's been gathering steam very slowly over that time, whilst I haven't managed to do anything. With the channel, I haven't put any new content on there, or very little content has gone on in the last 6 months. Perhaps a few YouTube shorts went up there on over the winter time, at the end of 2022, beginning of 2023. But now I'm hoping to change that in the time ahead of us. How am I hoping to change that? Well, I'm going to try and launch a series where I invite my subscribers to come on to my channel. It's going to be a free service, if you like. You'll be able to talk to me in English, talk to me about anything that you like. Perhaps use it as a test practice. Maybe you have a speaking test coming up at your place of education, your work, or in another environment where English is a language that you are expected to use, and perhaps you're struggling a little bit with confidence. So you'll be invited on. I'll help you talk about those things that are concerning you, give you some tips, give you some ideas, and hopefully enable you to expand your vocabulary, increase your confidence, help you with your fluency. But this channel and that series won't work without you. Okay, so I'm going to put some details in the community tab, just as and when I've got some concrete days and times lined up for that. At the moment, it's looking like it might be a midweek thing, so Wednesday or Thursday, usually about this kind of time. Um, in case you're wondering what time that might be, it would be about 4 p.m. BST, that's British Summer Time. Uh, 10 p.m. where I am, approximately, and anything in between. So I'll try and put some details in the community tab. Watch this space, and if you think that might be of interest to you, let me know. Or what? How does that work in practicality? Well, what I do is I'll just put a link in the comments and in the description, and give you an idea about the things that we could talk about. All you do, tap on the link, you then join. I will then add you. Uh, and there might also be a little Google form or something just to fill in, just so I get some idea about um, what you want to get out of it. And then, that gives me a little bit of extra content and it gives you some ideas. And it's a two-way street, isn't it? And I think you'll grow as a individual, you'll get my time, and that's completely free, of course, to you. And it helps me and my channel grow. So it's a very beneficial and reciprocal arrangement that I hope I have with my subscribers. Now, you'll notice that I say subscribers. Of course, that won't be available to viewers. It's available to subscribers. So it means you have to be subscribed, okay? Just press that subscribe button and I'll be absolutely delighted to have you on and delighted to help you with your English learning journey. Okay, so that's the one of the main things that I have been looking at as well. You might also, or perhaps you didn't know that I do enjoy football. I do enjoy English football. And I have shown you some of those things in the past, actually. That I've gone around football pitches and I've taken some pictures of the local cricket pitch near where I live. And I do have another channel that, if you wanted to subscribe to that, perhaps learn a little bit more about English football. I do have an English football channel now that's going on. It's about my favourite team. I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. I've got a little comment there. Pallavi is saying, hello, Gary, how are you? Yeah, I'm absolutely fine, Pallavi. It's really nice to see that you haven't forgotten me. It's such a long time since I did anything on this channel, and now time is becoming a little bit more regular, should I say. I have a little bit more time on my hands, and what that means is we're into a very nice routine at the moment. Wilfred's settled down, and I'm just talking a little bit about other projects that I have been working on. All right, so another project that I've been working on is another channel, and that's a little bit about my passion for football. All right, so if you really wanted to, and I'll put a link in the box later on, you can go over there. And this is something that I started a few months ago, and I've made lots of videos, and we do lots of live streams. All right, so mainly the content there is live. There's me and a friend who do that, and what we do is we talk about Leeds United Football Club. All right, if you don't like football, fine, don't bother. Don't go and look at that channel. But that channel is just my other channel that I have been working on over the last few months, actually, on the quiet. And what I've been doing there is talking and doing a little bit of commentary on football, and doing something that I'm interested in. All right, so that kind of shows you a little bit about what I'm interested in. All right. You might not be interested in football, you might not be interested in Leeds United, but if you want to learn a little bit about that kind of thing, go over there, check it out, subscribe, do whatever it is you want. It's just more content that I produce, and that's going to be a regular thing that I'm doing going forward. And this is the other thing that I do as well. my English speaking skills channel, and that's really dedicated to you, my dear audience, the people who have been following me for a very long time, know all about. So there you go. It's a very how can I put it? It's a new thing that I've been doing. If you wanted to go and check it out, link is there. All right, so there we go. Oh dearie me. I can't forget you, teacher. You're my best teacher. Oh, Pallavi, stop it! I'm gonna start blushing and. I know. I mean, didn't we have such a good time in the previous live sessions that we did? And perhaps you're a new subscriber or you're a new viewer to the channel. Pallavi has been with me for a very, very long time. She's been on this channel. She found me through YouTube recommendations, and she's watched a lot of content over that time, right? Okay, so it's been a long time in the making as that, and I want to try and progress this channel. I want to try and make it more about you, and I want to try and help you with your English skills, and I want to try and invite you onto the channel. So if you want to talk, all you need, stable internet connection. Try and keep the camera still as possible, and you just literally look into the camera and start talking away, and that's it. And we could talk about whatever topics it is that's on your mind. Perhaps it's an area of study. Perhaps it's an event that happened to you where you were thinking, oh my goodness, panic set in and I don't know what to do. All right, so it's a bit of counselling as well, a bit of coaching, and perhaps it's a situation that you want to discuss and ask for a second opinion. It can be anything. All right, it can be anything. So I'm going to call that Talk English. We're going to try and make that into a bit of a regular feature podcast here on the channel, as well as perhaps making some new tutorials, some new instructional videos, and those will be in the pipelines in the weeks ahead, as the channel evolves and grows and changes, and you'll see those changes happening very discreetly, of course. One of the ways I try to keep my audience updated is through the community tab. All right, so I'll just put a little banner on there just to let you know. Right, so if you go into YouTube, all right, I'll show you just how this works in a moment. Because what I'll do is I'll go back to the original channel, and perhaps I'll practice some of these things with you, Pallavi, and show you some ways, some other things that can be done as well. And what I like to do is I like to show and demonstrate those things. And I always find that demonstration is a very good way of teaching. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment, because over the last few days, I've actually been doing a number of workshops. It's kind of reinvigorated me, remotivated me to try and get on to doing more on this channel. I was like, oh my God, I put so much work into that channel and it's been so long, and now I need to really start making something regular on this channel and trying to help my audience and the wider YouTube community, because I know there are a lot of people out there that they struggle finding the right teacher. Perhaps they struggle with certain points, perhaps they wish to discuss certain things, and that's about adding value for you guys. If I can assist you in any way possible, and you find the channel a benefit to you as one of your go-to learning resources, then obviously that's got to be a great thing, right? So here we go. I'll just show you that. I'm happy to find you, teacher. I will keep following. Thank you so much. You're always so kind and polite. Okay. You're very welcome. Right. So let's have a little look at this. So I'll just show you this, and this Pahlavi is really for new people, new viewers, and people who come along. All right. Perhaps you want some YouTube shorts. Okay, if that sounds like you, let me know, Pahlavi, in comments. If you want me to start making some more shorts, it could just be a daily vlog short or something like that. Let me know. It's your channel. You tell me what you want, and I'll try and deliver. Simple as that. Okay, so we have the home page here. This is just telling you a little bit about the channel. So in the past, I've made many pronunciation videos. Those are going to be expanded in the time ahead. Okay, let me just have a little look at that. So here's the pronunciation section. Live replays. So this is a playlist section. What I've tried to do is break the channel down into different sections of English, because English is a very broad topic, and then make specific videos around the language, and then more of those things are going to be coming in the weeks ahead. As we start new topics, then I'll start to add more onto the homepage. Starters and beginners. So if you are a starter, if English is something new to you, this is a really good place to start here. One of these videos started getting into recommendation, and it pops up in recommendation every now and then, and that's the vowel sounds in English monophthongs. All right, so nearly 7,500 views on that, and that happened just out of nowhere. That video was 2 years old before it started getting into recommended on YouTube, and it occasionally gets into recommended and falls out of recommended. So of course I'm trying to get more recommended. Okay. This is a really great place to start if you're learning English. If this is the first few weeks of learning English, and this will help you talking about mouth movements, talking about sounds, phonemes, monophthongs, diphthongs, etc. And what you do there is you could just go through all of them at your own leisure. All right. Perhaps you find one or two of them useful, perhaps not. There are some recommendations as well. We're talking about debating. I don't know how that's got in there, but that might be locked. I don't know. But some things have got in there. I don't know. Those are a bit random, but anyway. Intermediate. Maybe I'd need to try and remove that off that channel. I don't know how Logan Paul's managed to get his way into that. Intermediate. These are slightly more advanced level videos. So there are one or two beginner videos in there, and it depends what stage of learning English you're at, because not everybody is at the same stage. All right. So the reason I did that was I was like, well, hang on a minute. This could be, in some places, this could be a beginner level, but in other places, this could be an intermediate level video. And in some syllabuses, this is a beginner level video, perhaps. And in other countries, they might see this as an intermediate level skill. So what I'll do is I'll kind of mix it and match it a little bit, just so people have that flexibility, that they can pick and choose which one they find the video to be most suitable. All right. So what area? All right. Here's some YouTube shorts. These are a few that I made over the winter time. I haven't done anything on the channel for a long time. Okay. We love cricket in England, and I was there in the summertime. Unfortunately, I didn't make any more videos when I was there in the summer for this channel, which is a bit unfortunate. I have got some B-roll and footage, so I might actually share those later down the line, and just repurpose the content. Okay, so that's it. Here's a channel that I feature on, or I've had involvement with, Silsden Football Club is where I'm from. Fly with Kay, I interviewed her a long time ago, and I still have that video, so I might upload it or repurpose it, remanufacture it. All right, there we go. So yeah, there's just a breakdown of videos, minimal pairs. All of these things are kind of broken down for you. Shorts, live, of course. If you want to see any of my previous live streams, this is a really good place to start, as this is the place to go to, this particular tab here. All of the live streams I've done on the channel, they're there. And I am trying to rework the thumbnails and improve the thumbnails that I make and make them more appealing, so that people click on them. All right, why wouldn't you do that? Playlists. I've tried to organise things into playlists that are very easy and simple for people to understand. And once you go into those, you'll look through multiple videos or watch multiple videos. And I've tried to break them down into specific topics. All right, so perhaps you just want to know about grammar and things like that, time and tense. This would be the playlist for you. And you just view that at your own leisure, add it to your favourites, and then just come back and go into the playlist when you've got your own time. Perhaps you're enjoying it that way. That's fine. Community tab. This is what I was speaking about earlier. And I haven't put much really on this community tab. I am going to start putting more and more things on there. Maybe it's little announcements. Maybe it's tips. Perhaps it's surveys and questions. Maybe you'd like a little English quiz. So I could always feature a daily English quiz or a weekly English quiz on there for you. And you just go in there, interact with it. And, if you're finding any more value in the channel, of course, let me know. And I'll try my very best to make it as engaging and interesting for you and relevant to the kind of things that you're learning about. Perhaps you have a topic that's something that's coming up that you would like me to discuss. Let me know. You can always comment in the channel somewhere. Plenty of opportunities for you to comment on videos or whatever. Just leave me a little bit of feedback, and I'll try my best to assist or make content that helps you. Okay, so there we go. A little bit about the channel. That's just a little breakdown there. That's going to be evolving over the next few weeks and months ahead. 18,000 views coming up on that one. So 2 more views today, and boom. There we go. So I'm going to really try my very best to make this channel about you and the things that you like, the things that you're learning, and help people who want to seriously learn English at a greater level. To do that, learning isn't just about reading, it's about speaking, it's about listening, about reading as well. So I'll try and give lots of different mediums of communication to help you. Now, writing, perhaps you want to do writing in English. That might be a little bit more of a problem, but we could always have writing practice lessons on here. Perhaps it's things like letters. Perhaps it's things formal, informal. It could be other reasons why you might have to write. Could be a book. Some people want to write books. Some people want to write novels. Some people love writing fiction. Perhaps you've got work that you want to check out, you want me to look at and have a read of. And if that sounds like you, drop me a message and a little bit of preparation. I'll invite you on and we'll create a short live session about it. Or we'll create some kind of video about what it is. Perhaps we could do it offline, create a video and then, publish it. If that sounds like you, great. Of course, that's what we like to hear. That's what we like to see. Let me have a little look. Got some comments. Yes, I'm listening, says Pallavi. Good. Yes, teacher, I would love to see anything you make on your channel. I will surely watch that. That's very kind. Now, I've pressed a star there, Pallavi, so... I'm not. Tell me what happens when I press that star. I don't know if it pins it or something like that in the chat, because the chat that you see is different from the chat that I see. Now, perhaps maybe I need to zoom in a little bit there because if you're using a mobile device, it could be a little bit more difficult for you to read. Oh, today's a. Let me just zoom that back out if I can. There we go. There we go. So hopefully you can see that now. So yeah, that sounds that's part of the channel offering that we're going to be offering, and hopefully that's something that will be of interest to you. Not just Pallavi, but of course anybody else who's interested in learning English. And today we'll just have a little. Before I end this live session, I said it was going to be a short one, and I'll try and keep it to under 30 minutes because I don't want it to go on too long. Question tag's usually a positive statement with a negative tag at the end. All right, so blue is the statement section, the bit before the comma, and then after the comma, that's the negative section of the question tag. So, example, you're a teacher, aren't you? Repeat after me. You're a teacher, aren't you? He's 20 years old, isn't he? He is 20 years old, isn't he? All right, so there's a positive intonation on the is, slightly negative or falling intonation on the isn't. Okay. No problem. We were at that party, weren't we? We were at that party, weren't we? Weren't we? All right, so it just drops a little bit. Weren't we? We were at that party, weren't we? Yeah, that little we there's a little inflection there. It just rises a little bit. They speak French, don't they? So what you're doing with the question tag is confirming that information that you're not sure if the statement is accurate. All right, so there we go. They speak French, don't they? She plays golf, doesn't she? She plays golf, doesn't she? Doesn't she? Little rise there. So that's the negative part. That's where it falls. That it just slightly rises there at the end. I left my bag here, didn't I? I left my bag here, didn't I? You can swim, can't you? You can swim, can't you? All right, so there you're just asking again for that level of confirmation that, can that person swim? You don't know if they can or not. All right. And here's the final three on this part. You have lived in Scotland, haven't you? You have lived in Scotland, haven't you? You have lived in Scotland, haven't you? Right. So where do you put the stress? Try and put the stress on the verb. On the verb. You have lived in Scotland, haven't you? You have lived in Scotland, haven't you? Right. So you could practice these as well. She'd be a great athlete. She would be a great athlete, wouldn't she? She would be a great athlete, wouldn't she? We should do this exercise, shouldn't we? We should do this exercise, shouldn't we? Okay. Be careful of the exception, I, and the verb to be. I am going to win, aren't I? All right. This is something that was picked up by somebody in a meeting when I did this, and I said something like this with this particular context, that aren't can be an exception. You can't say are, I are going to win. So in that instance, you'd use aren't. Okay, so there we go. Now here's the opposite. The negative statement So the bit before the comma is in red. This is the falling bit, I think. And then the positive bit is blue. You aren't a teacher, are you? You aren't a teacher, are you? Okay. He isn't 20 years old, is he? He isn't 20 years old, is he? We weren't at the party, were we? We weren't at the party, were we? They don't speak French, do they? They don't speak French, do they? She doesn't play golf, does she? She doesn't play golf, does she? I didn't leave my bag there, did I? I didn't leave my bag there, did I? You can't swim, can you? That's all, that's almost like hoping that the person can swim, or that they're going to answer that they will say, oh, yes, I can. Okay. So you're hoping that with these, that you're going to get a positive response, as opposed to these, where you're more likely to expect a negative response. So these are the differences. All right. That's why they are interchangeable. All right. Remember that you can have a positive and a negative, or a negative and a positive when question tags are concerned. You haven't lived in Scotland, have you? You haven't lived in Scotland, have you? She wouldn't be a great athlete, would she? She wouldn't be a great athlete, would she? We shouldn't do this exercise, should we? We shouldn't do this exercise, should we? In this case, I and the verb to be follow the rule, right? I am not going to win, am I? So you've got am here, and then you've got am here. But in the negative form, it's a little bit different. Use aren't. Okay. You can't use are because we already have a positive here. It must be aren't, as in are not. Right, there we go. Right, so a lot of differences there, and I hope that you enjoyed me rehearsing these question tags with you. Yes, you're live from my mobile phone. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, of course, I have to try and think of people watching different formats. These mobile phones, some people have different size screens, and, I try to think about, assume that someone's using a small screen mobile phone, and that's not always the case, I know, but try to make it easy for the people to read. All right, there we go. Yes, I can see it now, but I have a very slow internet connection. Yeah, I'm very, very sorry about that. Very sorry to hear that you have a slow internet connection, Pallavi. I'm so sorry. Okay, I will try and keep my watching. I'm not sure what that is. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm a student. I'm a student. No, I'm a student. Am I? It seems a bit weird. Who are you going to? That would then be aren't, wouldn't it? If you look at that rule again, if we're using am in the positive, then aren't is the negative for that one. I'm a student, aren't I? Right. Example: you've forgotten that you go to school or college or whatever, or somebody asks you, and in this case, if you said that I'm a student, it'd be like this. Just a second. Right. I don't know what I've picked out, but just below here, I've got a little cupboard and it's full of puppets. Right, and the reason I have the puppets is because I like doing role play and stuff like that. So, So it'd be something like, right, okay. Oh, you look very young. What do you do for a job? Oh, I'm a student, aren't I? I go to Mumbai University. Oh, wow. That sounds great. Do you enjoy it? Oh, yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Right? So, I'm a student, aren't I? Right? So it'd be something like this, wouldn't it? The nature of the conversation would be, um, perhaps it's someone who you don't know. I always try to think, put it into context, right? Where might you hear this kind of sentence? And it would be someone who perhaps you don't know. Uh, you know, this person is wearing the student uniform of the university. For example, let's pretend it's Mumbai University, uh, and this one would be like, see you around the campus, uh, thinking that's a very interesting uniform. So it'd be like this. Uh, what do you do for a living? That's a really nice uniform. Oh, yes, well, I'm a student, aren't I? At Mumbai University. It's just over there, 2 kilometers down the road. Oh, wow, that sounds fantastic. What do you study? Well, I study mechanical and civil engineering. Right? Something like that. What are you studying, Pallavi, by the way? Tell me in the comments box. And I hope that makes sense, by the way. I hope that makes sense. Um, yes, teacher, she says. That's a cute bear and bird puppet. Thank you very much. Yeah, I know they set me back a few quid, did those, but they come in handy. And the people who I teach, I have the most difficult audience, children. They do enjoy it when Mr. Gary does a little role play. And I get the puppets out, and they just go wild. They just go wild. I want that puppet, Mr. Gary. So does that make sense? I mean, the key to it is does that little role play situation make sense to you? Does it, does the grammar point make sense to you? That if it's am in the positive, it's aren't in the negative in the question tag. I can show you that again. Don't worry. And this might be new knowledge to you, or it's something that I'm sure you would have learned in the past. However, when you're learning language, if we're not using it regularly, or a specific part of language isn't used by the learner regularly, little bits and pieces are very easy to forget, and that's why you'll find when you're learning English, the same thing pops up time and time and time again over time. So example, you might see that or think back over the last 2 years. Oh my God, we've had about 8 lessons over 2 different years, and it's always about past continuous. This particular point always pops up. Why is that? Well, it's because when you're learning language, repetition is a key ingredient, and what it does is it refreshes your mind, and you think, well, actually, you know what? I did know that, but I'd completely forgotten about it, and that's one of those points where learners. When we're designing courses and things like that and syllabuses, we try to make it so that you're building up step by step. So gradually the points become a little bit more complicated over time. Nobody learns it overnight. So there we go. Let me just go back and show you that. So try to think of the rule and the exception, and this is an exception to the rule. All right. The rule would normally be am should be am or am not, but no such thing. There is no such conjugation as am not. Right? You can't say amn't. amn't doesn't exist. So instead of using amn't or am not, you could use aren't, and that's what you're doing there. All right. I'm going to win, aren't I? Right, like that. Let me know if you want me, and I'll make some more examples of that, and I'll put them into a YouTube short for you, something that's easily digestible, and those will hopefully get delivered to you via the. Oh, hang on, am I sharing screen here? No, I'm not. I thought I was sharing screen. Just give me a second. I'll just repeat that bit again. Yeah. So we don't have amn't. It's not a conjugated verb, right? You can't conjugate am. So instead of using am in the question tag, you use aren't. All right. I'm not fat, aren't I? So, or I'm not hungry, aren't? Or I'm not daft, aren't I? Like that. So I'll give you some more examples. I'll put those into a YouTube short, and then you could take those away with you, practice them, and there you go. Let me have a look. Did I stop the screen share there? Yeah. Teacher, I'm a college student and my major is English, as well as some other subjects, but my English is not good. I'm just trying to improve my English more by following teachers on YouTube. Yeah, well, Pallavi, what I'm going to do is the idea of this new series is that I can invite you on to the channel, right? And if the internet's okay, even if it's not okay, you think it's not okay, it'll be okay, all right? And what happens is a little box will open up here. That'll be you. Then you'll have me over here, and we can discuss whatever you like. All right. So, an English major is going to be, I imagine, a lot about literature and a lot of written stuff, written text. So, I mean, if you have queries and stuff like that, no problem. We could talk about those things together. Maybe you want to do it in private and you'd rather not do it on YouTube, and that's fine. We can do it off air. And then I can publish I can make it. I mean, if you've given me the permission, I can make it into a little video. And then, it gives me a little bit of content. You get a bit of free tuition out of it. Works both ways, doesn't it? So there we go. And it says, when I followed you, I was in school. Yeah, you were. I remember it very well, actually. Yeah, you were in the school, doing your finals and doing those exams and things like that. And so you're studying English. The speaking side of it, for many people around the world is one of the most difficult things in English. And the reason why they find it, there can be many reasons why they find it difficult. One of my leading reasons that I believe is, English isn't spoken as a main language in the house, in the home where you live. The other reason might be that you don't have the opportunity to use it on a daily basis. So your practice opportunities are quite limited. And it's the practice thing that's the big thing. That's what this channel's for. People like you who want to practice. You can join me. You can do it live, or we could do an off-air session if you like. All right. In fact, what I will do is I'll put this link on. If you, would you like to join me? I can make it so that you can join me and you're not live on YouTube. How does that sound? And then I finally get to see you. You remember? Yeah. Pallavi, I remember a lot of things. My long-term memory is actually quite good, but my short-term memory, sometimes I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. So would you like to do that, Pallavi? Do you want to meet me? Or can I meet you? it's very easy. Does your phone have a camera and a speaker? Then it'll work. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. So all you need to do is click this link. If you click this link, you won't immediately appear on YouTube, but you'll get on. I can see you. All right. So there you go. You can click that there, and if you tell me if you don't want to be on YouTube, fine. Then we can terminate the stream, but I can still meet you. Do you understand? Do you understand that? It's quite easy, but difficult to explain. So you click the link, then I can see you. You won't immediately appear on YouTube, right? Nobody else can see you, just me. All right. But if you want to appear on the channel on YouTube, then just say so. I wish to appear on YouTube, and then I can see you and I can talk to you. All right. Yeah, I understand. Pallavi says, but if you just type in the comments there what you want me to do, click that link, and then I can meet you, and then I can talk to you a little bit. All right. Because I have, I'll then be able to hear you. All right, and it'll help me understand the challenges that you have. It's difficult for me to help someone if I don't speak to them. All right, and if I can't speak to them, I mean, all I see at the moment is the typing in the comments box. Well, we've moved on from that. Since COVID, it's been all about interactive video and online discussion. Zoom this, Microsoft Teams that, blah blah blah. That's it. So, do you want to click that link, Pallavi? Just give it a click. You won't appear on YouTube unless you say you want me. You won't appear on my channel unless you say you want to. You're happy to be on my channel. All right. So if you type in comments and then I can see what you want, just tap the link. You don't need any download. You don't need any sign up. It's completely free. It won't cause any damage to you. We do this all the time on my other channel. I invite guests into the podcast and we discuss football over there. So yeah, there we go. And we have to remember that. Yeah, I'll just wait for you. Could you tell me what you want to do? And it says, I can't show my face to you, teacher. You could, right, that's fine. Click the link. Don't worry about your face. Honestly, you won't appear on the live broadcast. Okay, I can guarantee you. Okay? But this is your chance. Okay, this is your chance, and I get to meet a viewer as well, so that's really nice, a nice thing as well. All right, just try and keep the camera steady, keep the phone still. If you have a tripod, that's a useful thing to use. I have a tripod; I carry it around with me everywhere I go, in case I need to make a video or some content or something like that. Pallavi, you have to be brave, my dear. Try to be brave. I know it's a big step. Nobody else will see you. And when I see you, I can end the live stream and then I can talk to you. So nobody will see you appearing on my channel. You have to try. Confidence isn't one of those things that people are born with. It's something that we build up ourselves over time. Only you can build it. And this is your chance. All right. I'm not going to judge you or anything like that. I'm here. I'm a teacher, so I'm going to help you. All right. And if you think you're bad, you're not. Okay. There are people out there who, I say like this. There are people out there who will probably have more challenges than you. They'll be a lot lower level than you. So don't worry. You have to try. You have to break down that barrier. and you have to try to just click the link. Trust me. Okay, click it now, and join. When you've clicked it, I'll see you. All right. Just keep the camera on. I won't hear you until, and I just have to do a couple of other things. All right. It takes me literally a second to speak to you. That's it. Well, I can't help you unless I meet you, and this is your chance. Okay. Right. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll end the live stream. All right. You can still click that link. Okay. But you'll only have a few seconds to do it. So click it now while I do the outro. Right, okay. Thank you very much. If you did join this stream, thank you so much for joining. Of course, you might want to see other things in my channel. And what I'll do is I'll leave a YouTube recommended video or a live session here. And if you want, by all means, go tap that. Go right ahead and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all next time. Pallavi, here's your chance. Tap that link, and I'll see you in a minute.